I was drying my hair when the hairdryer suddenly stopped working. Thinking it was, as usual, just a loose connection, I pressed the power button several times in a row, but nothing happened. I gave up on it and turned to grab my towel from the bed so I could dry my damp hair, when I noticed a hand holding the plug of the device. Looking closer, I realized it was the hairdryer's plug. When I lifted my head, I saw Tan standing there in front of me with that same irritating, toothy grin of his. Without saying a word, I pulled the cord from his hand. Honestly, putting up with this kind of behavior from him was getting hard. Getting used to this boy and his weird antics felt impossible. The only thing I could do was ignore him, but he was more stubborn than that. He gripped the plug even tighter. I didn't back down either. I bent over and picked up the towel. Whatever, I'll dry my hair with this. Suddenly, like a child, he stomped his feet on the floor, shook his shoulders, and said in an exaggerated, drawn-out tone, "Bro, why are you doing this to me? I've been calling you for an hour. Why do you keep ignoring me? I always wanted an older brother. And now that I finally have one, why don't you like me?" As he said the last sentence, he pouted and looked at me with a pitiful expression. Despite all his effort, I didn't feel anything special inside. I wasn't in the mood to be anyone's friend, let alone someone's big brother. He was so naive. Ignoring his drama, I went on with what I was doing. I'm not supposed to be anyone's brother or even a friend. At most, I'll be a teammate if we debut in the same group. His eyes suddenly lit up like stars, and the pout on his lips turned into a wide grin. "Really? Bro, I think we should debut together in the same group. What do you say?" Ignoring the excitement in his voice, I muttered, "Sure," and pulled my head through the collar of the shirt I was putting on. "I'm serious. Look, my dancing is amazing. Want me to show you? My rap's pretty good too." Then he started to dance. His moves were sharp, smooth, and perfectly in sync, so precise that it looked like he'd been training for years. A few seconds later, he began rapping a famous song, coincidentally the one the choreography was designed for. His rapping was good too, though not as good as his dancing. After a few minutes, his little performance came to an end. He looked at me eagerly, waiting for a word of praise. But before I could say anything, the sound of clapping and whistling filled the air. "Wow, that was amazing. Dude, you're incredible." We both turned toward the voices. A few trainees were standing nearby. Looking at their innocent faces, I could almost see page after page of dreams written in their eyes. And yet, the excitement in their voices, for someone who was chasing the same dream they were, was both touching and admirable. Tan, like a famous artist thanking his fans, turned to them, bowed theatrically, pressed his left hand to his chest, and lifted his right as if tipping an invisible hat. "Thank you so much, my dear fans. I'll never disappoint you. Please always support me. I love you all." While he was still bowing, I grabbed his right hand. "All right, enough with the theatrics. Come on, we're late. Please, just tell me what you thought. Did you like it? Which one was cooler? My dancing or my rapping?" Even though something strange and deep had stirred inside me while watching him perform, I held back from overpraising him. Not out of pride, but because I didn't want him to cling to me even more. "You're really good. I mean it, you're great at both, but your dancing is much better than your rapping. I knew you'd like it. Oh, and your singing is amazing too. I'm serious. I'd love to debut with someone who sings with feeling and really loves what they do." This time, his tone, and even the way he looked at me, was serious. He clearly wasn't joking around. "Fine. Now let's see if we can even make it past this stage. By the way, don't you think they started the training a bit too early? We were almost at the door of the dance practice room. For me, it's already late. You have no idea, when I dance, it feels like I'm in heaven. If I stay still for too long, I feel like every cell in my body dies. Oh, I really hope our coach is that woman who was one of the judges at the audition. What was her name again? I forgot. I think it was Ms. Park Min-j. Park Min-ah, I said. I placed my hand on the handle and opened the big door of the hall. He followed me inside. That's right, Ms. Park Min-ah. Ugh. Why did I forget her name? Anyway, I hope she's our trainer, because I feel like she really liked my dancing and I even got my first positive score from her. I hope it's just as you say. Why hasn't anyone come? It's just the two of us. You're not the only two. The other trainees will arrive gradually. Before I could turn my head to see the speaker, Tan's voice, full of excitement, made everything clear. Wow, Miss Park Min-ah. Then, in a loud, formal tone like army soldiers, and bending in a respectful bow toward Miss Park, who was standing in front of us, he greeted her and expressed his pleasure at seeing her. In contrast to Tan's enthusiastic tone, the trainer answered coldly and stiffly, then said, "All right, warm up your bodies a little until the others arrive. We didn't come here to chat. I don't tolerate laziness from anyone, not even a single %. Seeing that we had a strict and serious trainer filled my heart and soul with two very different feelings. I was happy because I knew that a serious and disciplined coach could help me reach my big goal much faster. At the same time, the harshness I saw in her demeanor filled me with a destructive kind of stress, and I began to fear that I might not achieve what I wanted, because I was certain that, starting from now, she would truly push me and the other trainees to our limits.